Welcome to the inaugural edition of WD168, a news broadcast brought to you by the Western Diocese of the Armenian Church of North America. You've heard the news from throughout the world. You're getting news from all your sources. But how about what's going on in our world, in our diocese, in our Armenian Church? WD168, a regular production of the news department here at the Western Diocese for your edification, for us to know. You know, they say communications is the glue that holds society together. Let's glue it all together. Bring together the churches in a very special broadcast that's aimed for you. God gives us 168 hours every week where we want a few minutes where we can share some of the excitement that we live through here at the Western Diocese. We begin this week, of course, with the great news. We are in the Christmas season, just a couple weeks off from that joyous news that we all heard. Christos Zanav Yev Haidnetzav. Christ is born and revealed. And just 2 weeks later, we had the youth of the Western Diocese coming to the diocesan headquarters here in Burbank. Youth from all of the Armenian churches gathered for their annual ACYO, Armenian Church Youth Organization convocation, their assembly, where they looked over matters that pertain to the youth. Who's ever told you that youth don't come to church? That's not what I saw. Not only at the meetings, but there at the Holy Divine Liturgy, the Badarak, all under the auspices and presidency of our diocesan primate, Archbishop HOVNAN DERDERIAN, who takes a very keen and unique look at the youth, an opportunity to really share his ministry with youth. And we saw this throughout the weekend in his speeches, in his encounters, his approach to the youth. It was evident by seeing the excitement in the hearts and souls of these young kids. Monday was also Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we as Armenians gathered in Glendale for a Vesper service in memory of Dr. King, and also to study some of his writings, some of his teachings, which were all based on the gospel of Jesus Christ. Dr. King would always take a moment to stop people from referring to him with different titles and remind them that he was a minister, a reverend of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And we as Armenian Christians are there as a witness to what life brings, what tragedies have come up in life, and how the power of Christ, how the power of God has worked through us. And so we gathered together in Glendale to study his teachings, and Tuesday morning, the day afterwards, we gathered with community leaders, with religious leaders from throughout the Southland, different interdenominational and interreligious leaders, to talk about Dr. King's legacy. The speaker that morning was Dr. Reverend Lawson, who was a teacher of nonviolent resistance and also walked with Dr. King, also was a friend of Dr. King. We were honored as an Armenian church community to be hand in hand with so many people, and it was a reciprocal honor because many people expressed their delight that we as the Armenian church, who have seen so much difficulties in our history, were there as a witness to the power of Christ in our lives. The Western Diocese, under the name of the Archbishop HOVNAN DERDERIAN Scholarship, awarded over $211,000 to students. And when you talk about having a dream where people can have equality, freedom, and education, culture, here's a tangible way that your Western Diocese has focused in on the youngest of the young by providing these scholarships. What is all that talk that you hear that, what does the church do? If you open your eyes, you see so much that the church is doing, and that's part of WD. You sometimes need to get the rust out so you could see clearly. We're hoping we're giving you that opportunity. Listen, I want to share with you a few items that are coming up and are very important that you participate in. Glorifying God, that's how we're kicking off the Lenten season, and Women's Prayer Day. That takes place on Wednesday, February 26th. You'll want to be at the St. Leon Armenian Cathedral here in Burbank at 10:30, where we have a presentation of the vestments, of the priest's vestment, all channeling us towards the glorification of God. Also, every Wednesday evening, we have Huskum services. Coming up in March, we have, oh, you've been waiting for this one. We have to plug into the power of the Holy Spirit. It's our annual retreat, and that takes place at this beautiful location in Malibu. You'll want to be there. So put those on your calendar. There's more to come. Listen, I leave you with this much today. I hope your day is a beautiful one, and your news items can always be sunny items. And if not, take an opportunity to spray them with WD168, and you'll see clearly all the beauty that God has in store for you.